So when SEAL Team 6 killed Osama bin Laden, they found a lot of important information. Everybody knows the SEALs, and especially SEAL Team 6, are the best trained assassins in the world. But what a lot of people don't realize is their primary mission is to gather intelligence, to gather information, and they're actually trained by the CIA in intelligence gathering. So these brave men of SEAL Team 6, which, by the way, if you listen to Rob O'Neill, the guy who put the bullet in bin Laden's head, he said they didn't think they were going to come back. They were confident they were going to complete the mission and kill bin Laden, but they thought it was a good chance they weren't going to make it back. And if you're not familiar with the story, when they went in the helicopter, one of the helicopters they were in crashed. And unlike Biden's orders to our soldiers who left all those helicopters for the terrorist Taliban, these guys destroyed their helicopter before they left. But right after Rob O'Neill put a bullet in the coward bin Laden's head, and he is a coward, he grabbed one of his wives and used her as a shield, and then when he peeked over her shoulder, Rob O'Neill put a bullet right between his eyes. I call this guy the Michael Jordan of Navy SEALs. He wasn't afraid to take the shot, and he didn't miss when his team was counting on him. But after they killed bin Laden, the coward, they got all his computers and his phones, and just like all these other hypocrite terrorists that make the people they rule live in the 10th century, this guy had the most advanced computers, filled with the filthiest pornography and nastiest stuff. But they also got, some of his instructions he was given to his army of cowardice terrorists. And one of the things they found was a text saying he wanted to assassinate President Obama because that would make Vice President Joe Biden president. And in bin Laden's words, and bin Laden was a coward and a terrorist, but he knew how to fight wars. He knew how to fight, and he understood the enemy very well. And he got this right. He said, I want Biden to be president because he's totally incompetent and totally unprepared to lead America. He will lead America into crisis. And not only has he led America into crisis in foreign affairs, but we see domestically we're in a crisis, and I'll get to that in a minute. But ironically, Joe Biden advised Obama against killing bin Laden. Joe Biden said it would be a bad idea. It'll create too much anger. He's always worried about angering these terrorists. And he doesn't realize they can't hate us any more than they do. They literally behead American journalists just for being American. So how much more hatred are they going to get? No, the only thing they understand is power. You don't compromise with a bully. You punch a bully in the face. And Joe Biden, according to, again, President Obama's Secretary of Defense, Robert Gates, has been wrong on every foreign policy issue and every security issue in the last 40 years. He's just a career politician who finished at the bottom of his class in college. He's not bright at all, and he does everything out of political motives. He was mad. He was mad when Trump killed the terrorist leader Soleimani. Soleimani was responsible for killing hundreds of American soldiers. And Biden said, oh no, that's going to create havoc in the Middle East. Well, it didn't. It didn't. We got rid of a very dangerous terrorist. Every president since, Jimmy Carter has said they were going to make Jerusalem, they were going to recognize Jerusalem as the capital of Israel and put our embassy there. And every president, Democrat and Republican, reneged on that deal because when the time came, they said, oh, that's going to cost too much. It's going to cause war in the Middle East. Donald Trump made that promise, and in the first year, he put our embassy in Jerusalem. And Biden was wrong about that, too. He said, oh, that's going to create war throughout the Middle East. It actually did the reverse. It showed a united front with us and Israel, showed strength and power, peace through strength, and Israel signed the first peace deal in the Middle East in 50 years with Qatar, then the UAE, then Morocco, then Sudan. So under Trump, Israel was at peace, signed 4 peace deals. We hadn't signed one in 50 deals in 50 years. And at the rate he was going, there was going to be 5 more. But now the Middle East is nervous. They see a weak Biden. They see him cowering to the Taliban and to the terrorists. And now Saudi Arabia is talking to Russia. Iran's talking to China. I mean, Trump had a great plan. He knew Iran was our enemy, and he was making deals with all these other countries that were surrounding Iran. Now we got to worry about war in the Middle East because of a weak president who, like Osama bin Laden predicted, was going to bring America into crisis. We have a crisis on the border. We have a crisis at the gas pump. I mean, if he would have just left everything the way Trump had it, things would be going great. We'd be having the greatest recovery in history. We would have peace in the Middle East. Instead, we got gas prices going through the roof. We have oil workers that were making $100,000 a year ago on unemployment. So there you have it. Osama bin Laden predicted Biden would leave America in the crisis, and he was right. Now, on a different issue, yesterday I talked a little bit about the Texas abortion law, and you got some, Republicans getting nervous, thinking it's going to hurt us in 2022. I heard Dick Morris. If you're not familiar with Dick Morris, he's a great political strategist. I respect him politically, but he's really a chameleon. He goes where the money is. He was a Republican strategist, and then Clinton hired him, and he helped Clinton to win re-election. Now he's back helping Republicans. So, I don't know about his character, but I know politically he's pretty smart, and he thinks this is going to hurt us in 2022, this abortion issue. But what he doesn't understand is that people that are pro-life, they're only going to vote pro-life. Pro-choicers, that's just one of their issues, Well, I like this guy, but he's pro-life. I guess I'll still vote for him. A pro-lifer isn't going to vote for a pro-abortion candidate no matter what. So I think Dick Morris is mistaken on this one. And also, it's going to force Joe Biden, like it is, to show what a pro-abortion president he is. He's the most pro-abortion president we ever had. And hopefully, it'll force our bishops to condemn him more publicly. I know a lot of bishops have been talking to him privately about his stance on abortion, but maybe they're going to stop. We've had bishops in the past refuse Biden communion when he was a senator and vice president, but we haven't had any brave enough yet since he's been president. So maybe this will force them, because he's always tried to play, that he's this devout Catholic. He didn't really talk much about abortion, but his policies were the most pro-abortion that this country's ever seen. And now he's talking about it because, like I said, he's a career politician, so he thinks this is going to help him politically in 2022. So make sure you support your pro-life congressmen and senators. Make sure you vote. If you're not registered to vote, please register to vote in 2022 and vote pro-life. And if you're buying or selling real estate, go to realestateforlife.org and tell them Blue Collar Catholic sent you, and you'll be assured of a pro-life realtor with years of experience and integrity. God bless and stay Catholic.